Good morning, everyone. It is approximately 7:30 E. A.M. EST here on the East Coast, U.S. Coming live to you straight from the farm. I am off the grid, most certainly off the chain, but I haven't been able to do too much lately. Thanks for showing up, Poggies. I will just hop right into it, and while I'm doing that, I will let you know why I haven't posted in nearly a week. So I'm pretty sure everybody named Mama, said, happy 4th of July and everything to you. And of course, on July the 2nd, I went to try to show like Star Sonata because I had so many old friends talking to me and whatnot. But then I went outside late at night to get a beverage from another building out of the refrigerator, and I stepped on a huge splinter. Got in my foot, swole my foot up over the 4th of July weekend. So no, I got plenty of phone calls over that time. Hey man, you having fun? You barbecuing with somebody? You doing? I couldn't walk. I was laid up with my foot up in the air. I was highly sedated and heavily medicated. Still feeling some of the repercussions of my sedation and medication, because of course I can't go to a hospital. It's only me out here, so I couldn't leave the animals. And then of course Sugar, being a puppy, was in here tearing everything up. She demolished another mouse and keyboard and things of that nature. So luckily I still got this headset, or I wouldn't be able to post it all day. So let's take a look at the things that I'm working with in my hangar. So the big question was rust for everybody. Are they still useful? Are they still, viable? And my answer to you is yes. Of course, the Fenrir is MK2 because it's older. And of course, it was a gift from Pixonic. But I'm using Jaws and Steak, and it's still doing a very good job. And I'm using also the defensive drone. I mean, this thing here fights all day. It's unbelievable. As for our corrosion hasn't changed, but also corrosion with Spike, and the death mark on here. This thing is like insane. When I go to rescue people, if they don't focus me right away, they're gonna die. Cause then this thing just keeps this Kestrel. I call it the Keister drone, cause that's your ASS. Can't cuss within the first 5 minutes. So yeah, and I just keep coming at you. And also here, the links with the 2 Dragon Calamity. Oh my lord. I love this. I love this combination. I still haven't trained Manny with the lock-on skill yet, but it just does so well. I couldn't tell you why, but it does so well. And I do not get the majority of my kills from executions. I get the majority of my kills from the calamities. Being able to just glide in on and not being shot back or nothing, because I've only got 82,000 health. Though it does have an armor on it, and when you hit your ability, you are able to glide in fast and close in fast, and they have to pierce the armor before they hit that 82,000, just so you know. Alright, so but it's not a lot. But the drone on it is max, and it does increase its damage by exponential amounts. And that's crazy. And at speed. And then if I'm trying to execute you and I happen to be like really close, which makes those weapons more powerful, as everyone knows. They haven't been nerfed or nothing recently. Matter of fact, the last two times they've been revisited, they have been buffed. Uh, they go hard, and then the explosion of the barrel is 50,000 damage as well. So I hope you can hear me. Also rocking this combo with the explosive combos, and you guys know uh, my preference is to use the mixed uh, over the straight of either. Only time I would ever use straight rockets is if I had a build with Peregrine Rain. Other than that, I prefer to use mixed builds because and then if I was rolling with pure shotgun builds, I prefer to use Eddie No. So, but on anything else that has its own pilot that does its own thing, I prefer to use the mix set because you get the advantages of both, and you get the advantages of your bot pilot, the legendary pilot for the bot. And also a gem right here that is like a highly underrated build. The Magnetars, 4 Magnetar build. Um, Highly underrated, but it works real good, especially when you're working with a buddy that has high damage weapons, but they need more accuracy. And if you can lock someone down, then accuracy is always like so much better for them because they're shooting at a target that is sitting still. Over to the Minos. So I got 2 Pantagruels and a Lance on here. And my thing is just to move around, get caps with this build. And it works alright. And of course I have the Quantum Sensor on here. This is the Manny layout. Everybody like, oh, you love Manny. Why? Because I can't win an Adrian pilot. I listen to Adrian every day. I just can't win an Adrian pilot. So hopefully this will change over this pilot because I put the Yangli on the Sirius, and believe it or not, I'm bringing back the Corrosion. And the Corrosion has been doing good on here with the lanterns. I was running 3 lanterns, but I didn't like it. Yeah, I was getting a blinding, but then it meant nothing because I wasn't doing that much damage to them. And unless you have help in from the rear, because the Sirius is a rear fighter. Don't get it twisted. It is no way, shape, or brawler. I only have the regular version. Hopefully the Yangli will cross over when I finally win a stellar version of the Sirius on this account. But of course you guys know I have a stellar Sirius on my other one. And I'm using Kraken, Vajra, and 2 of the Pantagruels on that. And that is just certainly for self-defense. But on this one, which is actually lower level than that stellar Sirius, this is a very offensive build. And so I'm going with a GBR and with a self-fix unit because I'm launching my turret, my healing turret, out to other parties wherever the fight is, and then I'm launching my fighting turret over to wherever I need to launch it to be offensive. But this is a very offensive build with the onslaught reactor here. But I do have the anti-control, so I'm not zapped by someone to not move my turret. But when you see that blink, you ought to know that it means that someone's trying to target you for to neutralize you. And here with the cryptic hazards and the ardent spears, I'm actually loving this tier, and it would do way so much more if it was higher damage. It's only at level 6, and it's doing the thing, believe it or not. I do get annihilated real quick sometimes when I have my spears out, and then say something like jumps up in the air, and like the weather chickens get me with the bendies, but that's it. Anything else that comes in direct confrontation with this here build, it goes down quick. The auto on the tier, because I don't have the tier specialist pilot. Of course, I'm running Sinister Pulsars and Fainter here, and I switched my other one over to it because I did have the 3. Let me look at these weapons right quick, see what they are right quick. On it, and it was a major troll build. Couldn't nobody mess with it, man. 3 Hydras. I had 3 level 9 Hydras on it. Alright. It was a major troll. But then I look at my damage. Come the end of the match, and it was like nothing. Like, and I do have the healing pilot on the other one, but it's like the damage came to nothing. So that one's running with Pulsars and Fainter now too, because that weapon is just so, the 12-second reload is what kills it, because the damage is just nominal, but it tracks them everywhere to go. Like all the sky targets and everything else, like the weather chickens, everything, I get all them, and then I just heal it all back with the healing pilot. But here I had the turret pilot and direct fire weapons. And here with the Kitsune Harpy, I had the explosive shotguns. Of course, I'm going with the Yang Li so I can hit through shields instead of hitting them, instead of using, say, something like Eddie Knoll or the repair pilot, which if I was using something else that would blast shields down or do something else, I'd use the healing pilot. But here I have the Yang Li on this. And of course, our classic here, Sonic Scorpion. And here I'm going with the Crimson Hawk. And of course, I don't plan on hitting much with the Avalanche, but it doesn't matter. And then if they, I can fire ahead with the Avalanche and the Cremolas still track them. So this is good, but here, the reason why I have these here, they didn't, the Avalanche haven't done well on any of my other builds, but they do well here simply because of this one feature of the Hawk. The equipped weapons are disabled during flight, but their quality, meaning their tier and level, and since they're MK2, they are boosting the damage caused by the Titan weapon. The built-in guns, they'll increase damage against Titans. So I want you guys to all remember this while you're building your Hawks, that the tier of the weapon, and I have all gold tier on here, and then I have MK2 on here. You want some serious weapons that may not be effective somewhere else, and then you've got them sitting collecting dust in your armory when they could be doing well on your Hawk for the amount of damage that they will help the Hawk put out. Thanks for showing up, Camille. Thanks for showing up, Capwater. I am not going to grind or buy ultimate pulsar from nobody and their mama could suck it. Thanks for showing up, Rennie Ren. Mortal. Okay, let's go to my last hangar so I can show you guys. And usually, this is usually like my open map hangar. And there's one weapon I want to talk about in particular in this hangar. Um, it's the Scotty and the snare, the freezing um, lasers. Now, freezing lasers, most people don't even use them anymore. Really hard. But one thing I do like about the Nightingale, okay, I do have a standard one the same level in case I wanted to drop two in. But the thing about it is um, they fly for a long time. So when you have weapons that have a long time to recharge, but they were effective before and they're not anymore, my piece of advice to you is put something like this on there, all right? And this does very well. The Scotty and Snare do very well on the Nightingale because it has a long flight time, and it gives them time to charge up. So the other one I would advise using Scotty and Snare on is if you don't have the spear type weapons, okay? If you don't have the spear type weapons, then use them on your. Yeah, I'm passing all my links and stuff to find this bot. I still haven't done anything with my Fafnir or my Spectre or my Raven yet. Do I have spare Scorpion? Because I tend to upgrade them when I'm doing like faction events or whatever. Your Fafnirs, okay. So your Fafnir's back weapons, meaning that you have time for, if you have long charge weapons, you have time while you're in like the Fafnir and other bots like it, like this one I'm telling you is you have time for them to fully load so that they make a deep effect. But I also like the spear weapons on the back of the Fafnir. And if you didn't catch my homie stream, he was running 4 spears on the Fafnir. And the thing about those, running 4 of them on there, I didn't like that. But if you run 2 on the back and you run 2 other weapons on the Fafnir, it does very well with the fascia. So I'm not running the auto on here, but I love this. And I'm running this with jump unit. Because, oh man, the jump unit on the Warrior Typhoon is so crazy. Running hazards and feinters on here, same range. Once you finally lock them down, the hazards hit even harder because they get full hits. You're not missing nothing like that. And when the feinters get low on ammo and they start doing the poo thing like your rockets do, your hazards, once they reload, are going hard again. And also, when your hazards aren't going hard, then your feinters can still shoot if you get stuck in a situation. As far as my crisis is going, I still really can only do prismas at the moment. Well, they are the most effective, so that's what I'm rolling with. I could do other weapons like I could do hornets. I don't know if anyone has built like any freezy one yet, because I have enough freezies to do freezy crisis, but I haven't tried it yet. As far as like other builds like with avalanche and all that stuff, oh no, it's hard. The damage isn't bad. It's just that you just get wiped out so quick. Is my thing. All right. So that's the deal with that. Cause I think I did 4 hammers, and man, I was like boom, tagging people, and then something. If I didn't kill them right away or someone else saw me, they'd be like boop. Because the crisis is so squishy, and you could ask this from guys that have MK3 crisis. Like they be like, oh yeah, I could do that build, but And so also I could do that build with like say a Kato Donald Puncher build because I don't have the Crisis pilot. So you always, if you don't have the pilot for the bot, you still want to rock out with a legendary pilot because you're gonna get that one extra skill that's gonna be beneficial to you. So Kato Donald isn't that exceptional because 8% is nothing because she's not giving you 8% when you lock something down. She's only giving you 8% from lockdown weapons to a locked down target. So I think that legendary pilot definitely needs like a buff for sure, and then you would see more use out of her. Fortunately, I only built one Dragoon so far. Um, I got a second one building right now. We'll see what that Dragoon build ends up coming out at because the Dragoon has crazy alpha damage, and the Prisma is not an alpha damage weapon. It's a beta damage weapon, meaning sustained damage. You gotta do your damage over amount of time, but Dragoons put their damage out real quick, and I get so many kills on my other account in my Siren using 2 Dragoons. So I want to try that, but I did try this with the Zeus's. Yeah, I didn't like it as much. Um, Simply because Zeus's firing time is over like 3 seconds, okay, and then you gotta wait 5 seconds for it to rebuild. Whereas with the Dragoon, you're like pop, 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 and go stealth for a while. Dragoons are more for getting it off real quick, whereas the Zeus's are more sustained fire, more like even though they're considered an alpha damage weapon, they're more over time. I like using Zeus with other weapons, especially like lockdown weapons. So I'll use 2 Magnetars and Zeus on say something like a Natasha. So I have 2 punchers on here with the stealth drone, the beak. And I do need one more Tasia here, but I run it with the Gecko. It seems to do alright for the most part, but every now and again the Gecko aim at another target rather than what the Yoji and the Tasia aim for, simply because I have to. The Gecko is an older weapon. It's not even blue tier. It's gray tier, meaning the lowest tier. Um, and you have to manually aim it at whatever you want to shoot at. And that's my only issue with this build here. But this is a monster build for the Mender, especially since you can still brawl with these weapons, or you can shoot people at long range. And I guess that's all I'm gonna do right quick, man. My foot swelling did go down from that, and so um, hopefully I'll be able to handle more things and do more things, and see you guys out there on the battlefield. Of course, I have 0 picks. Um, so A and Z, check out my man A and Z's channel. He puts out great content. Check out my main man, Shoot Mortal. Mortal puts out content across great. Sorry, I'm trying to promote you, Mortal, but it's not letting me do it at the time. I get to it as soon as I can. Love, peace, happiness. I will see